You're listening to the Pink Property Podcast, where each week we will discuss hot property topics, introduce you to members of our team as well as special guests, and let you know about all the things that are going on at David Lee. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Pink Property Podcast. I'm Lee O'Brien and joined today by Mike West, one of our senior negotiators here in the office. I have brought Mike onto the show today as he's at the coalface dealing with this question that we have had come up this week. And the question is there a genuine demand for homes with electric car charging points? So it's been almost a year since the government confirmed that the sale of new petrol and diesel cars will be completely banned by 2030. And something that I didn't quite realise is that within 5 years of that, 2035, they will also ban all hybrid vehicles. So there is this massive push from the government side and from a regulatory standpoint to drive us towards these electric vehicles. Mike, how has the property market been reacting to this in your experience when dealing with buyers, sellers in the market?
Very positively. I think we know that ultimately we should make more of a shift away from fossil fuels into the electric cars. I think they've responded well to it. You see those charging ports everywhere. You see them in our local amenities in Stortford and Stansted, and just having them in the house is going to make it even more convenient. So I believe, because people are already installing them, that this is taken really positively.
And we are seeing a rise in their availability.
Yeah.
Rightmove had released figures this week about just that, didn't they?
Yeah, so they've actually come out with, in the past year, there's been an increase of 541% of properties that have listed them as one of their features.
Yeah.
So obviously they know to stand out in this crazy property market, if you want to attract all your buyers, that you need to list the things what people are looking for, and that's going to be one of them, and that is one of them.
And it's quite a rise. I know we've probably come from quite a low start, but
Sure.
Yeah, it really is quite a rise in the availability
Absolutely.
of them as a feature.
Absolutely.
What do you think's causing the rise?
I think it's just eco-consciousness, really. I mean, what has happened, like you've said, and by 2030, all petrol and diesel cars are going to be unavailable. By 2035, all hybrids won't. So what's making this happen now is we need to get ready for that. We need the infrastructure in place for us to actually be able to transfer into that when the time comes.
And are you seeing the transfer already being conducted in the clients that you're meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the homeowners that we speak to on the phones and that we go to their homes, they've already installed them in there. And it's it's to stand out in the property market, you need to have those features in there. And so people are looking into that and asking us as well, is it worth putting those in? Which it is.
Yeah. And I suppose if you have got an electric car already and you've made the switch yourself, it's a natural question and an aggravation, really. If you're moving to a house that doesn't have a charging point, you've got to go and install another one.
Yeah.
Obviously, the costs of them are coming down, but it's still quite an expensive installation process, isn't it? That you can't do yourself. You've got to have it done properly. You've got it done by an electrician.
Absolutely.
So I understand there was some more government guidance that came out last week as well.
Yeah, so basically all new homes in the UK by 2022, a month away, all new homes will require them to be built with those electric charging ports in.
Wow.
So that is going to future-proof the developments. That is going to get everybody once again ready for the change in 2030. But it's basically just going to set the UK up and everybody up for success. And that's having everybody. If you have the electric ports where you need to go, then more people are going to buy them.
I think so.
And it's going to be right.
Makes it far more viable, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
If they're already there in position.
Absolutely.
And they're building so much new at the moment.
Yes.
I imagine if that does come in, it will apply to new planning applications and new building regulations rather than the stuff that's already under construction. But it's still a great sign if they do it. Obviously, it's a leak at the moment, but it's often these things are leaked before they're put into hard practice. So hopefully that will come through and then drive those charging points and facilities into these new developments, which would be good. So on balance, do you think as a homeowner in the market right now, you should install an EV point even if you don't have an electric vehicle?
I say yes, and because I say that because you've opened up the market to more people, to the crowd, to the millennials, to the Gen Zers who are getting onto the market, who are very ego conscious. If you have that in the listing and you've installed that, you've just opened your market. You've just opened up that piece of pie for more people to see it. And ultimately, you want to sell your property. Let's make it as attractive as possible.
I suppose it's one of those things. It might not be the deal breaker, but it could be a deal maker in terms of convincing somebody. A bit like trying to sell a house now with no broadband. You can get it installed, but it's just one of those pains, one of those life things. So definitely worth doing. I mean, I think if they were in the home, not planning on a move, the investment's probably a bit high, but if you were thinking of moving, could really be a great investment. And obviously if you're about to change a car, you might need one yourself anyway, depending on what you go for. We took the step just over a year back now, and we bought a fully electric Mini here at the business as one of our pool cars, and I must say it's been fantastic. Everybody drives it, everybody loves it. It's a great fun car to drive. So we're believers here, and certainly taking our own steps towards moving from petrol and diesel to electric. Thank you, mate. Thanks for joining me today. Appreciate your opinion of being in front line talking to people on a daily basis as well. So I think it's really valuable. Thank you very much.
Any questions, give us a call. More than happy to talk to you.
Brilliant. That's all we've got time for this week. Cool. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care.
Watch the podcast every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Get notified by hitting that subscribe button right now.